Story time, story time, story time again. Story time, story time, story time again.
Hi, and welcome to Once Upon a Time, the San Bruno Public Library's cable story time. Today I have lots of really interesting books about shoes. But first, let's sing our welcome song. Are you ready? Here we go. We're glad you're here today. We're glad you're here today. Hi-ho the merry-o, we're glad you're here today. We're glad you're here today. We're glad you're here today. Hi-ho the merry-o, we're glad you're here today. I am glad that you're here today. We have so many good books, and today I brought one of my favorite new books called Pete the Cat, I Love My White Shoes by Eric Litwin. Let's read it. Pete the Cat was walking down the street in his brand new white shoes. Pete loved his white shoes so much, he sang this song. I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of strawberries. What color did it turn his shoes? Can you guess? That's right, red. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. And he thought to himself, everything is cool. So he sang, I love my red shoes. I love my red shoes. I love my red shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of blueberries. What color did it turn his shoes? Can you guess? That's right, blue. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. And he thought to himself, awesome. I love my blue shoes. I love my blue shoes. I love my blue shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a large puddle of mud. What color did it turn his shoes? That's right, brown. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. He thought, groovy. I love my brown shoes. I love my brown shoes. I love my brown shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a bucket of water. And all the brown and all the blue and all the red were washed away. What color were his shoes again? Can you guess? That's right, they were white. But now they were wet. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. Oh, he also played his banjo and said, rock and roll. He sang, I love my wet shoes. I love my wet shoes. I love my wet shoes. And the moral of Pete's story is, no matter what you step in, keep walking along and singing your song. Because it's all good. The end. That was Pete the Cat, I Love My White Shoes by Eric Litwin. Well, you did a good job listening for that. book. We have another book that has shoes in it. Today it is called Dog in Boots by Gorman. Look at that cute puppy inside that big blue boot. I wonder what this one is about. Dog in Boots. Dog was reading a brilliant book about a cat who wore a truly magnificent pair of boots. When he finished reading, Dog put down his book and thought a little bit. And then he went to the local shoe shop. "Have you got any footwear as splendid as this?" he asked, showing the book to the shopkeeper. "I believe I have," said the shopkeeper, and brought out 4 just as splendid boots, one for each of Dog's paws. "Bow, bow, 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 bow," said Dog. "I'll take them." Dog was so pleased that he went right home to dig up his very best bone. But the new boots were not at all splendid or magnificent for digging, and they got so muddy that they looked quite awful. So Dog took them back to the shop. "Have you got some that are better for digging?" he asked. "I have just the things," said the shopkeeper. "These rain boots are perfect in the mud. It simply washes right off." The rain boots were wonderful for digging. But when Dog went for a swim in the pond, they filled up with water and he sank with a plop. Dog took them back to the shop. "Have you got some that are better for swimming?" he asked. "Well, the best thing for swimming," said the shopkeeper, "are flippers." Oh, the flippers were fantastic for swimming. But when Dog tried to scratch, they flip-flap-flopped all around his head in a most unsatisfying way. So Dog took them back to the shop. "Have you got some that are better for scratching?" he said. "I'm glad you asked," said the shopkeeper. "With these high heels, you can scratch and look rather fashionable at the same time." For scratching behind Dog's ears, the high heels were simply divine. Unfortunately, they were dreadful to run in. He went flying over head over high heels. So Dog took them back to the shop. "Have you got some that go a bit faster?" he asked. "Oh, yes," said the shopkeeper. "If you want to go super fast, try skis. They go very fast indeed." "I'll take them," said Dog. And he was gone before the shopkeeper could say, "But only on snow." Oh, look at Dog and his skis. Without any snow, Dog's skis didn't move at all. He couldn't run, he couldn't scratch, or swim, or dig. On his way back to the shop, Dog thought some more. "Okay," he said to the shopkeeper, "I want something that's good for digging and swimming and scratching and running. Oh, and nice and furry too. Do you have anything like that?" "No," said the shopkeeper, "but you do. They're called paws." "Ah, perfect," said Dog. Dog was so pleased with his nice, furry, practical paws that he scratched all the fleas from his coat, ran after his tail, swam around and around the Queen's Lake until she told him to hightail it out of here, and dug a big hole to bury his very best bone. Finally, Dog went home and picked out another brilliant book to read. This time it was about a girl who didn't wear any silly boots at all, but she did wear a lovely red hood. Said Dog. What do you think that book was? That's right, it's Little Red Riding Hood. This little dog likes to read fairy tales, doesn't he? Maybe you'll come and check out a fairy tale at the library like that little dog did. All right, we have one more book right now called Flip, Flop, Bop by Matt Novak. It's also all about shoes. Look at these silly children. Look at all of their fancy shoes. Hooray, hooray! Last day today. Summertime's here. Let's play, play, play. They're leaving school. Clippity-clop, clippity-clop. Let's go down to the flip-flop shop. Flip-flop reds, flip-flop blues. Goodbye socks, goodbye shoes. Flipping, flopping, skipping, hopping. Wow, they're changing into their flip-flops. Everybody's flip-flop bopping. Even the kitty cats dance, prance, ants in my pants. Wow, look at them dancing. Gumdrop bop, soda pop bop, lickety splickety lollipops. Give me some. Oh, pet shop bop. Look at all the animals at the pet shop. Beach ball bop. Flip, flip, flop. Drip, drip, drop. Drippity, drippity, drop, drop, drop. Flippity, flippity, flop, flop, flop. What do you think is happening? It's starting to rain. Oh, in the mud. Glippy, gloppy, slippy, sloppy. Schmippy, schmoppy, gazippy, gazoppy. Kazooba, looba, dippity, kazooba, looba, doppity. Now we've gone too far. You've said it. Home, home, slippity slide. Messy flip-flops stay outside. Oh, they have to leave their muddy, muddy shoes outside. Bubbles and flippers, buttons and zippers. Now it's time for bunny slippers. Look, they're putting on bunny slippers with their pajamas after their bath. Hippity hop, hippity hop, flippity flippity, flop flop flop. They have flopped into their beds after hopping in their bunny shoes. Sleepy time bop, doo-wop, doo-wop. And now everyone is asleep. The end. That was the Flip Flop Bop by Matt Novak. Well, they had a lot of fun, didn't they? They changed out of their school shoes into their flip-flops, ran outside and played at the pet shop and the beach. And it started to rain and there was mud and they got so messy until they went home and took their bubble baths. I bet you might like to take bubble baths too, don't you? Well, those were our first 3 books about shoes. I hope you'll join us after the break for some more books about shoes and a brand new finger play. All right, we'll see you soon. Come back and join me. Bye-bye.
You know the old saying, the grass is always greener on the other side. Well, it may look that way, but when you get up close, it's all weeds and stickers. Those big company TV providers may have great introductory offers, but read the fine print. You have to sign a long-term contract? Do they offer free service calls? And just how high do their rates go after the limited time offer expires? At San Bruno Cable, you sign no long-term contract. Our rates are easy to understand without surprises, and if you experience a problem, we offer free service calls on the next business day. Thank you for choosing San Bruno Cable. Wouldn't it be nice if a maid would clean up after us? Think of it as the maid's day off. Please clean up after yourself. Keep San Bruno clean.
Hi, and welcome back to Once Upon a Time, the San Bruno Public Library's cable story time. I'm so glad that you're joining me today. We're reading books about shoes. We have all kinds of books about shoes that you can check out from the library. And our second one today, for our second session, is called Blueberry Shoe. You see the baby on the front? And a beautiful dragonfly and some very cute red shoes. This is by Anne Dixon. Once there was a family who loved to pick blueberries. Every summer, they picked their way up Ptarmigan Mountain and scrambled, laughing and munching all the way back down. Wow, they got to pick blueberries. But one summer, somewhere between the top of Ptarmigan Mountain and the bottom, Baby lost his shoe. There it goes, bonk. His beautiful red shoe. Lost your shoe, exclaimed Mama. Now what will we do? There was only one thing to do. Back up the mountain they trudged, searching mossy hummocks for one teeny tiny shoe. Back down the mountain they crept, empty-handed, until at last shadows grew so long they saw shoes everywhere and nowhere at all. Everyone was tired except Baby, who hollered, "Bye-bye, shoe," and played with his toes all the way home. Babies like to play with their toes. That night, as the family slept, dreaming of blueberries and shoes, a weary little vole up Ptarmigan Mountain bumped her nose on Baby's shoe. Look, there's the furry little vole. "What's this?" she chirped, sniffing about. "A little nest? For me?" She tugged at the shoelace. She snipped and gnawed tiny pieces to tuck inside the shoe. And then she climbed into her cozy new nest and slept. Oh, look, she's sleeping in the baby's shoe. Little Vole woke up hungry. She left her cozy nest and scurried through the brush, nibbling at flowers. But somewhere between the brush and the flowers, Little Vole lost her nest. "Lost my nest," she squeaked. "Now what will I do?" There was only one thing to do. She dug a burrow in the soft, damp earth and rested. By now, Baby's shoe was halfway to the fox's den. Oh, Fox came and took the shoe. It smells strongly of vole, thought Mother Fox. It's a plaything for my kits. She trotted toward home, but stopped at the top of the hill. With a nip of her teeth, she bit through the sole. A shake of her head tossed the plaything sky high, and it landed with a whump. Oh, up fluttered Ptarmigan the bird, startled from her hiding place. With a leap, Fox gave chase, but a moment too late. Ptarmigan flapped furiously toward safe trees below, and Fox gave up and turned back for her plaything. But somewhere between the top of the hill and the trees below, Mother Fox lost her plaything. "Lost my plaything," she lamented. "Now what will I do?" There was only one thing to do. She returned to the den, empty mouthed. "Children, I'm home," she barked. And the kits skipped as they yipped, "Hooray, hooray, Mama's home!" They liked to see her even if she didn't bring them a toy. Meanwhile, Baby's shoe was being seriously sniffed by a big, brown bear. "Curious," mumbled the bear. "This tiny morsel smells of fox and vole. Is there nothing delicious inside? Marf! I'll save it for later." Bear flung the morsel into a blueberry patch and began digging after squirrels. Pawfuls of dirt flew through the air, showering bushes and berries and one tiny shoe. Look, Big Bear had it in his mouth, but then he put it down. What do you think happened? At last, with no luck, Bear became tired and remembered his curious morsel. But somewhere between the blueberry patch and the squirrel holes, Bear lost his tiny morsel. "Lost my morsel," he grumbled. "Now what will I do?" There was only one thing to do. He munched blueberries in the snout by the snoutful all the way home. He ate them up. As summer turned to fall, blueberries withered and fell. Snow soon covered the blueberry seeds that dropped into Baby's shoe. Bear slept through the darkness as winter snows piled deep. Fox hunted, Vole nibbled, and the family who loved to pick blueberries ate blueberries all winter long. There's Bear sleeping, and Vole and Fox. Finally, summer returned, and the blueberries came alive. They grew and greened and ripened. One day, the family returned too. They picked their way up Ptarmigan Mountain, even Baby, for he was barely a baby anymore, and scrambled, laughing and munching all around. There's the family. "Look at this!" exclaimed Sister on hands and knees. The family gathered about. "It's my blueberry shoe," said Baby. "But who planted the blueberry?" wondered Sister. "Who filled the shoe with dirt?" wondered Dad. "And who poked holes for the roots in the rain?" wondered Mama. Baby wondered, "Who took my shoelace?" See, it doesn't have a shoelace anymore. When back down the mountain the family crept, berry-stained, smiling and tired, each carried a bucket brimful of blueberries, except Baby, who carried a bucket full of shoe. Baby planted his shoe in the garden with a new shoelace tied in a bow, and next year he was the first to pick a single ripe berry, a very sweet ripe berry, from his beautiful blueberry shoe. The end. That's Blueberry Shoe by Anne Dixon. Well, that baby's shoe sure went on a big adventure, didn't it? Up the mountain, and all kinds of animals who found it and played with it until the very next year Baby came back. All right, our next book is called Shoes from Grandpa by Mem Fox. Late one summer, Jesse's father invited all the family over for a barbecue. When Grandpa saw Jesse, he stood back and said, "My, how you've grown. You'll need a new pair of shoes this winter, and I'll buy them." "Thanks a lot, Grandpa," said Jessie. Then her dad said, "I'll buy you some socks from the local shops to go with the shoes from Grandpa." And her mom said, "I'll buy you a skirt that won't show the dirt to go with the socks from the local shops to go with the shoes from Grandpa." And her cousin said, "I'll look for a blouse with ribbons and bows to go with the skirt that won't show the dirt to go with the socks from the local shops to go with the shoes from Grandpa." And her sister said, "I'll get you a sweater when the weather gets wetter to go with the skirt that won't show the dirt to go with the socks from the local shops to go with the shoes from Grandpa." And her grandma said, "I'll find you a coat you could wear on a boat to go with the sweater when the weather gets wetter to go with the blouse with ribbons and bows to go with the skirt that won't show the dirt to go with the socks from the local shops to go with the shoes from Grandpa." And her aunt said, "I'll knit you a scarf that'll make us all laugh to go with the coat you could wear on a boat, to go with the sweater when the weather gets wetter, to go with the blouse with ribbons and bows, to go with the skirt that won't show the dirt, to go with the socks from the local shops, to go with the shoes from Grandpa. And her brother said, I'll find you a hat you can put on like that, to go with the scarf that'll make us all laugh, to go with the coat you could wear on a boat, to go with the sweater when the weather gets wetter, to go with the blouse with the ribbons and bows, to go with the skirt that won't show the dirt, to go with the socks from the local shops, to go with the shoes from Grandpa. And her uncle said, I'll buy you some mittens that are softer than kittens, to go with the hat that you can put on like that, to go with the scarf that'll make us all laugh, to go with the coat you could wear on a boat, to go with the sweater when the weather gets wetter, to go with the blouse with ribbons and bows, to go with the skirt that won't show the dirt, to go with the socks from the local shops, to go with the shoes from Grandpa. And Jessie said, You're all so kind that I hate to be mean, but please, would one of you buy me some jeans? She didn't want all that stuff. She just wanted jeans so she could ride her skateboard. The end. That's Shoes from Grandpa. All right, I think we have time for a quick finger play today. We're going to learn a new one. It is called Old Shoes, New Shoes. First, we're going to make an old sign. Old shoes and new shoes. And black, brown, and red shoes. 1, 2, 3, 4, tapping softly on the floor. Wow, that's a lot of signs to learn, isn't it? Let's practice it together. We'll try it again. Old shoes, new shoes. Black, brown, and red shoes. 1, 2, 3, 4, tapping softly on my floor. Oh, that was really good. Well, I hope you enjoyed my story time today, and we look forward to seeing you at the San Bruno Public Library. You can come and check out some of the books that I've read today, take them home, and read them to your family. We look forward to seeing you. All right, is it ready? We're ready to sing our goodbye song. Here we go. Well, it's time to say goodbye to our friends. Well, it's time to say goodbye to our friends. Well, it's time to say goodbye, make a smile and wave goodbye. Well, it's time to say goodbye to our friends. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for joining me for story time. See you soon.
So sit me down and let the spell begin. I'll find myself in story time again. Story time, story